Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How are we doing today? Welcome to build reviews or how to build Linus and Canis. Not very many options for these, I don't think, that are actually relatively good. It's really unfortunate with Canis. I know there's been just like insane amounts of complaints about Canis, and same with people like Finn from before, and I didn't really understand Finn before because I obviously didn't know him from his game, but I do know Canis from his game, and now I definitely feel the pain of all those people crying about Finn just getting a regular Brave Lance before. And I feel really bad right now because Canis was just an all-star. He was an absolute rock star in his game, super popular character. His design is great. He's very different than a lot of units. So for him to get the crappy Tempest Trial treatment is just so unfortunate. Like, there's no reason with how many red tomes we've gotten lately, they can't give him a little bit of love. Like, he doesn't need to be amazing, just make him like usable, better, slightly better. I don't know, I just feel kind of upset about it, as I'm sure many of you do too. So we're gonna try to make him work, and honestly, I think you just stick with Owl. I looked at a bunch of tomes and there's really not many other choices, and I really do like Owl on him. He's got a decent amount of defense. I mean, 21 is a decent amount, right? This is with Fury as well. And yeah, I don't know what much to say, but this build here is just for anybody who just wants to slap together Canis, use him in your Arena Assault or something like that, and he will do fantastic. Your S skill or Seal doesn't really matter too much. You could have distant defense depending on what team he's on. Defense tactic, you could have basically whatever you would like there. But the goal of this build is just to bait green and red tomes in Arena Assault. That's the entire reasoning for it, and that's all you're going to use them for with this build. You may be able to get a little bit done with Owl buffs and everything, but overall you're just gonna do baiting and Arena Assault. But I have like 15 tomes that already do this, so really hard to find a spot for him IMO. But if you're not like me and you don't have too many counters available, he's fantastic for that. He already comes at 5-star. His A slot is HP Res 2, I believe. Yeah, HP Res 2, which is honestly pretty terrible, but if you're really on a budget, this will work just fine, especially for what you're wanting to do is in bait red and green tomes. So definitely works fine right there. And if you really want to specialize him, you could do something like red tome or green tome breaker instead and just bring him in for that very one counter, and that is it. And then you'd also put something on his S. And honestly, like, I hate giving everybody stuff like defense tactic and distant defense because those are obviously the best, but the problem is you have so many units. So if I'm going to use them, I'm probably just gonna put something like where is it here, where is it? I'm probably just gonna put something like RRR, resistance +3 on him. Something ridiculous that nobody else really wants, even resistance +2/+1. Just give him a seal that he's all around good for, because you don't want to give him your distant defense or anything, because that's gonna be somewhere else. So plan to build him without that seal. Unless you love him a lot, and then you're probably gonna want to do a little more investment than this. So next up, we have what I might do if I really loved Canis and I felt he was worth the investment. I would try to get an Owl Tome as well. You just gotta abuse his Owl Tome. His Owl's actually a really good weapon. It's perfect-ish for his stats. It really helps him out anyway. I went with a Defense Refine this time just to try to get his bulk up. We went with Close Counter because why not? What else are you gonna do with a medium to low-ish defense tome user? QR3 because we're definitely gonna need that with 29 speed. We also went with a Tactic skill just because he comes with it here. But alternatively, you could use a Ploy, you could use Odd Speed, Odd Attack Wave, you could use literally whatever you want and see. It depends on your team. If he's not on a Tactics team, don't give him a Tactics buff. And then for the Seal, we went with Close Defense just to try to get some survival going on here. Not sure on the special either, maybe something like Iceberg is still better. But I do like this build, and if it didn't take a 5-star exclusive and Close Counter to be able to make this, I would definitely make this on him, just for some fun at least. And maybe he can bait some dragons every now and then. Maybe he won't get doubled. Maybe he can kill Tiki or FaZe. Probably not, but he would give it his all, and that's all that matters, right? So next up, we actually have the good unit of this patch. This is Linus, and I'm still kind of surprised they made him so good. He's such a wonderful character. let's actually open this up in one more thing here and take a look at his base stats just to give you guys an idea and what he comes with right out the gate. So he comes with Basilicos, of course. Does he come with a movement skill? No, he does not. Comes with Luna, I believe. Yeah, he comes with Luna. He comes with Praise and Attack Speed. Like, you can already see how much better this is going than our poor Canis. And he comes with Drive Defense 2. So this is what a base kit Linus looks like. Way better spread than that poor Canis over there. And not only does he come with insane fodder, Brazen Attack Speed is super insane. It's him and Winter Robin at this point. But he also comes with pretty solid everything else. He comes with Drive Defense and Luna, two respectable options. So if you're just wanting to use him as a specialty AA counter, I would definitely give him Axe Breaker or Lance Breaker here, just to get him usable in whatever situation you're in. And then give him a reposition, swap, drawback, whatever you want to do. And if you don't want to spend all the dew, I think this is Life and Death is going to cost a ton of dew, but these ones might not. And if they don't, they take less refine options and you don't want to heavily invest in them. Just giving them something like a defense refine there is perfectly acceptable. And then you've got a pretty good counter in Arena Assault to all sorts of axes and probably lances too. He's fast enough where he might not get doubled, and he's gonna double all the axes as well. Alternatively, you could do Lance Breaker if you really want to just handle him for axes, or for lances, I mean, and then he might still take out axes, no problem. And as for seals, I would go with something like Attack Defense 2 for something like this, or just straight up Attack +3 or Defense +3 or Speed +3. Just any sort of stat boosting thing would go just fine on him here. But if you want to invest a little more, definitely get the Life and Death Refine, I think. Gale Force seems really fun, especially with your special cooldown count there, and Heavy Blade here with 59 attack. Not only 59 attack, but you'll have 66 attack when you're under 80% HP. It's 80%, right? Yeah, 80% HP. And then you've got the Desperation. So if you go in for the kill with Basilicos, Life and Death, Gale Force, and Heavy Blade, you're probably going to get a kill, you're probably going to go again, and then you're probably going to have Desperation for the next one to get another kill. So he's fantastic with a build like this, and I love it so much. I would not change Brazen Attack Speed. There's no reason to, unless you really want to go ham with Life and Death or something, but I think that's ridiculous. And as for that, that's about it. I don't think I would change too much on him. You might want to go, like, a lot of people like the bulk style of play too. So if you really want to do that, you could build him something like this, and this is if you're just going nuts and really want to give him some inheritance and see what he does here. You can give him something like Steady Breath here with Basilicos. You can give him like a Wrath here, and you can give him like a Moonbow or something like that, and just try to go nutso. Probably Bonfire, actually. And just try to go nutso with a build like this is another possibility. I wouldn't do it this way, but if you don't want to go the, in quote, boring Life and Death Desperation style of build, this is definitely an alternative that would work, even with Heavy Blade here too, actually. And even with something like Aether as well. So those are all the builds I could really think of for these 4 or 2 units. There's not too much variation between the two, and yeah, that's about all I recommend. I would not invest too heavily on either of these units unless you're in love with them, obviously, and if you're in love with them, you're going to do it anyway. Use Canas as a AA counter, absolutely. He's 5-star already. Basilicos over here, or Linus the Mad Dog with the insane art, by the way, so insane of art. Bring him up to 5-star if you want and need an offensive axe user. I know I have a lot of defensive axe users, but not too many offensive, so this actually holds a decent spot on my team right now. And he's going to be fantastic. He doesn't take too much investment. Just give him Desperation and Life and Death on his Refine, and he's like bonkers. He'll carry you for a long time, and he'll be great in all sorts of modes, even great in Rival Domains, if that's ever a thing, because if you've ever seen a really tanky Gale Force unit just go like nutso, it's so hilarious to watch. Like, there was a +10 Bartray we have on our team from Get Val Flamed, and it was so fun to watch Bartray just like loud through everybody with Desperation and Life and Death, I think he went. It was so much fun, so much fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and have a wonderful day. I will see you all later, And yeah, let's farm Tempest Trial all day long like we used to. Bye, everybody.